Hello everyone, welcome to your tutor's AM, and in this video we're going to be looking at the antiderivative of the calculus part, or also known as the integration part of calculus. So there are some certain rules that we need to understand about integration. So let's say we have got the integration sign, or the integration thingy, which is just like this symbol right here. Let me just write it down. Yeah, so let's say we have been given such, and then let's say we have been given a x n, and then of dx of such. So one thing that we need to understand is that this is equal, if we want to find the antiderivative, this is equal to a x n plus 1 over n plus 1. And then every time we find the antiderivative of anything, what you have to remember is that there's a constant somewhere there. So this is what we're going to be basically going through. This is just like the basic major rule that you always have to remember. So I suggest you get a piece of paper or a pen, and yeah, you just basically look at this one, and this one is going to seriously help us out a lot. So I suggest you remember that one. Yeah, so let's go ahead and look at a question. So let's say we have been told to find the antiderivative of 3x squared, and then let's say this was O of dx. So if we want to find the antiderivative of such, remember what we said 3 and then x, then our power 2, we're going to say 2 plus 1. In fact, let me just do this, because this is a part that I made, so I'm going to write it in red, and then over the 2 that we have plus 1. So that now that when you finding the antiderivative of, we just have to evaluate the expression that we have. So I'm simply going to have 3x, and then we're going to have 2 plus 1, which is 3, and then over 3 once we add 2 plus 1, the denominator. And then one thing that you also have to notice, that we have 3, so we can simply go go ahead and cancel our 3. So then our answer is x cubed. So then we have found the antiderivative. But remember that we always have got the constant of integration. So immediately you do this, say plus c, which is the integration constant. So then this right here, this expression right here, is basically the antiderivative of such. So that once you integrate that expression, you can go back to that other expression. So you go back to that other expression. So let's go ahead and try out another question, just to get really good at it. Let's go ahead and try out another question. So let's say we have been told to find the antiderivative of 3x minus 4. And then remember, this is O of dx. So what we are simply going to do is that we're going to say 3x, and then remember I always said plus, because this is 3x to the power 1, so this is going to be 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1. And then notice, and then now this is where it gets tricky, so I pay particular attention. So would it be correct if I said negative 4 is equal to negative 4x to the power 0, because x to the power 0 is 1. So when I say x, so it's basically 1 times negative 4. So one thing that you have to understand is that this this is very much true. This statement right here is very much true, and it's very much correct. So let's see how we can apply that. Now here is where we have to pay particular attention. So remember, we said that we can represent that as 4x, and then this is to the power 0, so we're going to have 0 plus 1, and then all this will be over 0 plus 1. And then let's not forget our constant of integration, which is c. And then now that we're at this point, we have dealt with the major portion of the antiderivative part. So now what's just left is just to express this to its simplest form, because we have to add here, we have to do a little bit of addition here and there to just tidy up our work. So now this is going to be 3. Oh, let me just rewrite that. So this is going to be 3 x 1 plus 1 is 2. Oh, my 2 looks very ugly. 2, and then we're going to have 1 plus 1, which is 2, and then all this will be minus, and then now notice that this will become 4x to the power 1, which is basically 4x, and then here we have 0 plus 1, which is 1. 1 into 4 is 4, so there's no need to start expressing that. And then we can simply say plus our constant c, and just like that we are done with basic integration of mathematics. So this is calculus, and then let no one teach you and tell you calculus is something that's complicated that requires a genius or a brainiac. You can solve such questions. Such questions just require you to understand the laws of calculus, and then once you understand the laws of calculus, everything becomes easy and self-explanatory. So if you have enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, like, share with friends, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Thank you very much.